Hi, I'm Pat Baer. I am in Oni's booth 2028 here at New York Comic Con with an interview. We're here with Sarah Graley.
Hello.
Hello, Sarah. So we're going to talk about a couple books that you've done for Oni. First, we should talk about Invader Zim Volume 6, which is out. You have a chapter in that book. And my first question is, what's it like working on a property that not only did it reach cult status, but people didn't expect to ever see anything more from it, like, ever?
Yeah. No, it's really fun because it's like, I grew up watching Invader Zim, so when I got the email, I was like, what? But yeah, and it's really fun to also play in that space. And then it's also like, hey, you like Invader Zim? Here's some more. Don't worry about it. It's in comic book form. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the nice things. I've said this in a couple interviews here with some of the properties, not just Invader Zim, but also Rick and Morty, which a lot of you've worked on as well, is that it's like, hey, here's the thing that you love, but we did more of it, and you were never going to get more of it. There's no way. There's like, especially with Invader Zim, which people were just like, it barely existed as is. Nickelodeon sometimes wouldn't air episodes, or they'd air half an episode. So to just have more of it, like as a fan myself, someone that watched it as well, it's like, oh, and then, people like yourself, they're just great people are working on it. If you look at the volumes, it's all the people that are just very excited to be part of the project.
Yeah, I think that's like one of my favorite things about licensed comics is it's like, I really love this thing, and someone I really love is also working on the thing, and then I get more of the thing. It's great. It's like a win-win.
Yeah, and then if there's people that you don't know because, you're not super into the trades, you don't read every book, but it's a property you like, maybe you're like, oh, well, this author nails it, so let me go check out their other book. And it becomes this, like, I don't want to use the term like gateway, but it is a window into books through a thing you already know you like.
Yeah. Like, see someone, they draw a really good guy, it's like, I got to check out the rest of their stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of the rest of their stuff, seamless transition into talking about Kim Reaper. So we already had book one. That's out. People can get book one. We're starting more books with our second chapter, Vampire Island. So in a world where there are Grim Reapers, vampires are real?
Yeah, we got all kind of ghouls, but we really focus on those Grim Reapers and those vampires and the island that they live on.
I've always wondered this when dealing with fantasy. Do you, ahead of time, write like a list of like, okay, so these are the fantasy creatures and tropes that exist in this world? Or do you, as you're writing, go, I guess there are werewolves. Yeah, there are werewolves. Why not? They're werewolves now.
I think something did come up with vampires. I can't remember what the trait was, but my partner was like, yeah, they don't do that on Buffy. And I was like, well, I haven't watched all the Buffy, and these are like Kim Reaper vampires, so I do make a few of my own rules a little bit.
Oh, you have to make your own rules. And then it's great because then people can think of their other rules that might exist in your world and apply that. We're like, oh, well, that's how vampires are in the Kim Reaper universe. Because also, your style of Grim Reaper is different from somebody else's style of Grim Reaper.
I feel like not many Grim Reapers are part-time college students. So yeah, that's kind of what I bring to the table.
And I'm going to say this. If they are queer, they don't talk about it, and it's not present in their lives in the same way that it is in your book, which is also like a very fun way to be like, oh, it's about a college student Grim Reaper. It's also a cool love story and a cool dating story, so like there's also that.
Yeah. No, I always love it when sometimes people come to my table and they're not familiar with Kim Reaper, but they look at it and they're like, is this gay? And I'm like, yes, it is. Come on, check it out.
Yeah, and that's definitely a is this gay is a question you shouldn't ask when it comes to Oni published materials. Like, it's like, yeah, probably. It's probably queer, and you're probably going to really like it. Check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't a question. I don't know why I pointed the mic at you at that point, but I'm glad you agreed with me. So, Sarah, you're here at New York Comic Con all weekend. You're doing signings here in the booth. You're at Artist Alley if people want to come say hi. And we're going to get more Kim Reaper. We're going to get, is there any other projects coming down the road for you?
I have a young adult graphic novel coming out next year called Glitch through Scholastic Graphics, which is really good. And I'm also doing a Minecraft book, which is comes out through Dark Horse next year. But also, like, Kim Reaper. Kim Reaper's here. She's queer, and she's ready on a vampire island. Come on, that's coming out. Next issue is Halloween. Very appropriate. So make sure you get that.
I mean, we just said it's called, she's a Grim Reaper, and it's called Vampire Island. Like, if you need more, I don't know what we can do to like persuade you that this is a book you should check out. Sarah, thank you so much for your time. I will be here all weekend long with interviews and videos. So check back in Oni's booth 2028 all weekend long for New York Comic Con. Thank you so much.